Peace once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Zoop, 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 ding. This key can of course only open one door, but it's limited. But the source of it has all possibilities, the sheet of metal. It could have been formed into your key, my key, anybody's key. So the possibilities have never lied within this key, for this key has only one possibility. Now let's say this key is thought, represents thought. Thought has possibilities, but only a single possibility. The possibility that the thought has been formed into. If the thought is of fire, the thought will just be fire. If the thought is happiness, the experience will just be happiness. But the source of the thought does not share the limits of the thought, just as the source of this key does not share the limits of the key. It could be anything. The source of the thought is, of course, you perceive thoughts, and it's what we label consciousness. When you take yourself, my friends, to be mind, the thought, you actually limit yourself. You can do a lot with thought, of course. It's beautiful. Its thought is mind. But if you want to really enhance your life, identify as the potential, the very potential for mind to even exist, and you will see your life change for the better. See that you are not the doer. In other words, the mind, because the mind says something has to be done, something is being done, I did it. The key would say, I turned the lock. The sheet of metal is just the sheet of metal. The pure consciousness is just pure consciousness. It's not a doing, it's not an action. It perceives actions, it gives the power to actions to be acted. But it itself, just like the space around you, my friends, is not a doing thing. It just holds experience. So when you understand you are just that calm, formless, you could call it energy as well, but I prefer to say consciousness, because even energy is seen, is experienced by consciousness. So when you identify more as your true self, which is beyond mind, which has all possibilities, then of course you have all possibilities to change your life for the better. How to do this? Here's the paradox. To do it, you must do no thing. What did the sheet of metal have to do to be formed into this? It just stayed the sheet of metal and was of course cut. The metal did not do anything. Consciousness does not have to do anything to be itself. Metal doesn't have to do something to be itself. You do not have to do anything to be the infinite potential of life that you truly are. So, now I'm talking to the mind. So the mind is, of course, the self-proclaimed doer. Start to appreciate silence more. Start to look at the mind and realize you are looking at the mind. You will be realizing then as the pure consciousness. I'm not saying consciousness is a mind, but this is just language. This will help your understanding. The same way your body grows without you consciously telling it to, the same way you as pure consciousness can quote unquote know and quote unquote remember its true place as the true source of life, not the mind. When you begin to look at the mind and not as mind. You limit yourself when you say you are an object. You have always been and always will be the source of objects, the source of mind. Infinite potential is what you truly are. If you like the video, please like the video. Have a wonderful day or evening. Peace, my friends.